Saturdays in September are typically reserved for college football, but here at Wildcat Stadium in Eagan, Minnesota, it also means boys high school varsity soccer. Greetings, everyone. My name is Skip Newton. Alongside me is my broadcast partner, Nathan Cron. Nathan, a big contest today as we have the visiting Minnetonka Skippers to battle the Eagan Wildcats. The Wildcats, 4 games unbeaten. Unfortunately, 3 of those 4 games have resulted in a tie.
Well, the Wildcats have had challenges, both positive things. They've not conceded very many goals. Bad news is they've not scored very many goals, and so as a result, their record is a gaudy 1 win, 1 loss, and 3 ties. The Wildcats have just not been able to generate offense, although they've done a good job playing some stout defense. Minnetonka Skippers on the other side, their record is 4-0-1. They've only conceded 3 goals all season, so goals will be, I think it's fair to say, at a premium in this match.
Yes, the defense, that stout defense of the Wildcats is going to be tested today, not only by a very talented Minnetonka Skippers squad, but also by the fact that senior starting center back Peyton Jensen, number 18, is not dressed today, dealing with an injury, so he is wearing street clothes, as they say, on the bench. A little bit of a change in the lineup here. Jake Sondag had been playing midfield for really every game except for the opener, now back at defense. And you've got Blake Prouty moving off of forward back to a midfielder position. I do think both of these changes are encouraging. I think that could help. I think this signifies that something had to change in order to generate more goals. Like we said, only 3 goals in 5 contests. And it's kicked off here by Jake Sondag. Well, now he's up at forward, so maybe I misheard that, but I swear they announced him as a defense. But Sondag playing up front, and then I also want to insert Hannon Axelrod with his first start of the season. He started a few games last year as a freshman. He is up front as well. So we have some personnel changes as Eagan is wearing their traditional home blue, going left to right across your screen, and the Skippers wearing their road whites going right to left. There's also a formation change. We have 4 in the back as typical, but then two back midfielders, 3 forward midfielders, and then 1 striker, so a 4-2-3-1. A little bit different for the Wildcats here on a late afternoon on a Saturday.
Well, perfectly understandable for Coach Butuli to make some changes and do something different to shake things up. You don't play 5 varsity soccer games and score only 3 goals, and you can't be happy with your offensive production. You can be happy with your defensive production, of course, only conceding the 3, but the Wildcats are not going to be successful long-term unless they can score some goals, generate some offense.
So that defense getting tested right away. Odell coming off his line aggressively is able to make the play. Of course, it did not matter. An offside is called. So in the middle on the back line, you've got senior Alex Newton and sophomore defenseman John Tesdahl as your center backs. Tesdahl and Newton played quite a bit there thus far this season, so not a lot of change there. But again, Jensen is missing. On the near side, you've got senior Tyler Walcotts. On the far side, another senior, Tarek Salim. Prouty coming back to one of the defensive midfielders position right next to club teammate and co-captain Mike Johnson. So that's one of the changes. And here comes the Skippers with a break. That one's knocked away, and a long, hard shot from far out by number 7, Detjen. Handled well by senior goalkeeper Evan Woodley.
And that was an absolute laser.
The front 3 midfielders, Katora in the middle. You've got Davis Hackemuller trying to run this one down on the near side, and then on the far side, the aforementioned Hannon Axelrod. Then the big change, Jake Sondag up at forward. So really moving all over the field is Sondag, which speaks to not only his ability, but his versatility. Defense, midfield, forward, he's playing it all. Can't handle that throw from Walcotts. It'll be a restart here, number 27, Hashbarger. Flicked by Moscolo. Tesdahl, Walcotts. The Wildcats thought that was out. It was not. Prouty has it now. Finds Katora up to Hackenmuller. He's onside. Quick cross. He's got someone on the far side. It's Axelrod. He can't quite get in there. A fast start here so far for the Wildcats, producing the first corner kick of the game just in minute number 4. And as usual, it will be Hackenmuller from the far corner.
Well, it was Hackenmuller from the near side with some real quality there, Skip, crossing that ball in for Hannon Axelrod. And Axelrod wasn't in a great position. He had a defender right in front of him. Credit to the defender, but Axelrod didn't give up and earned the corner.
One's put in. It can't get played right away. There's one by Eagan. And we have a handball in the box. It was being called by the Wildcats. They get agreement from the center referee. Mike Johnson standing over the ball as if he plans on taking this. He does. Do you want to wish a belated happy birthday to Mike Johnson? Turned 18 yesterday. So hopefully that results in a birthday gift here in minute number 5, early minute number 5. Oh, a great save. A fantastic save. It was a good shot, but unfortunately it was read perfectly by junior goalkeeper Alexander Keekley. It does result in another corner kick for the Wildcats, but a missed opportunity for the Wildcats as they cannot capitalize on the penalty shot.
Don't think Johnson did what he wanted to do there because it was just too close to Keekley.
This one's long, unfortunately hooking over the goal line, so missed opportunity on the corner. No one was there outside that far post. I think Hackenmuller just got more of that than he wanted.
And going back to the saved penalty, I think if you're going to take a penalty, it needs to either be high or it needs to be low. That one was in the middle, and I think when a penalty is in the middle, even if it's to the side, there's just a chance that the keeper is going to be able to get to that, and I think you have to make the keeper either jump or dive. And that time Johnson it's almost like it's like he wanted to do something else, but he kind of settled for kind of something in the middle.
Johnson can't make that play. Newton's going to get another yellow card. He received a yellow card in the previous contest, a 0-0 draw the other evening at Prior Lake. So Newton leading the team in yellow cards unofficially. This one's near midfield, so he has to come off per high school rules.
Yellow card, 518.
You're a referee in your spare time. Is that a legit yellow?
Yeah, I think so. So Newton, it wasn't the hardest foul in the world. Obviously, it was a foul, and no question about that. No one will argue that. But he broke up a promising attack. I think that was what you call a professional foul or a competition foul. And so that's inappropriate. It's appropriate.
I'm just going to tell him when I get home that you refer to that as a professional foul, and we'll see if he feels better about it. He, based on the body language, did not agree with the call, but as I stated, he is out of the game, so we'll get that substitution, as I did not notice who entered. It looks like Tyler Wildcats has moved into the middle. Yes, it's Sion Tapa, number 2, as he plays that one there. He's stepped in, so a little shuffling both positionally and on the lines. Tapa comes in to play right defense. Tyler Wildcats slips over into the vacated spot by Newton. Skippers control it on the near touch. Hackenmuller throws his weight around. This will result in a winning of the possession for the Wildcats. So Hackenmuller, nice job knocking the other player off the ball and getting the throw in.
Well, shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. I guess the other player figured that ball was just going to go out, and Hackenmuller had other plans.
Johnson stepping onto that, defending aggressively, knocks that one into touch. Oh, but it goes off the Skippers, so Tapa will take this throw. First time we've seen Tapa play defense this season. He started at midfield, I think, every game coming into this contest, but with the Jensen injury, Buteli needs to get a little more creative here with the lineup. Sondag tried to flick that one deeper or control it, but it betrayed him. Nice aggressive play by Top. He doesn't win that, but he forces the other team to miss it. Unfortunately, Tesdale turned it over. Here comes the Skippers. They've got numbers. Fast move there by number 10. That's Jake Hennon, something to watch for. He's got speed and control.
All over the end line off the Wildcats.
Hennon did a nice job there of staying with that. There was a lot of defensive pressure, and he was at high speed. A little bit of breeze here blowing at Wildcat Stadium. I would say it's at the back, probably at the back of the corner being taken here.
Corner from the near one. Right to a Skipper player on the far side, but that header is up harmlessly, and Woodley corrals it. Dealt with some weather in the first game of our doubleheader. The girls varsity team losing to Minnetonka 3-0, but they were delayed a half an hour because of lightning, so thus the late start here today. I believe Axelrod, no, he thought he kicked that one off. Skippers. The AR disagrees. Johnson. A slew of players. Can't come out with it. Here's a through ball, and it's a good one. Coming on are the Skippers. Salim and Tesdal over to defend. They delay the attack, forcing the Skippers to regroup. Minnetonka on the far side. Detchen into Gonzalez. That play results in an easy pickup again for Woodley. Woodley started every game so far at goalkeeper, only coming out for the second half of one contest. Earned the shutout again at Prior Lake, a 0-0 tie. Here's a header forward, just a little too far. Keekley off his line to make that diving play. Right idea there by Sondag. They're going to start this one out of the back.
That was a bit of a flash of brilliance there from Jake Sondag. He did a nice job of controlling that ball, using his head and his body to create the opportunity. A bit of creativity, something that the Wildcats, who have not scored very many goals, desperately need.
Kennedy on the back line there, taking his time, slowing down. This will be a trip by the birthday boy. Again, playing it slowly out of the back is Kennedy. Hennon. He's got speed. We've seen it already. Goes over the top with a nice cross. Coming on the Skippers. They're going to play this one on the ground through the middle. No one's there. This will result in a goal kick. A nice ball delivered to the far side. Brilliant switch of the fields.
Number 7 is wide. The substitution for the
Wildcats hanging here early on with the Skippers. It's been a little bit back and forth, and there's always a chance. I mean, you know, from my perspective, Skip, I mean, that missed penalty is just really hanging out there. It's just really one of those things where you have to convert when you have the opportunity. And if you're a Wildcat supporter, you just hope that doesn't bode ill for the future.
And I think it hangs a little bit harder on the shoulders of the team, especially, you know, Captain Johnson, because it's been so hard to score some goals, right? If they weren't having that problem, it's early in the game, you shake it off, you move forward. I mean, they're playing well. Here's Johnson finding Hackenmuller. He has to come back for it, but does well. Getting harassed from behind. We go to Tapa. Tapa's looking line for Davis, but that one's knocked into touch by Mascolo. Katora. Not one, not two, 3 defenders surrounding him. Still keeps possession.
Well, maybe the Skippers were watching a little bit of old ETV tape, because Katora has shown that he can be creative he can be creative, and apparently he can also be a bit naughty as he's flagged for a foul.
Good body check. By the way, Alex Newton back in the game in the middle, so looks like Tyler Walcott's has been replaced. So seeing Tapa back on defense. Again, playing that position for the first time in his first varsity season. Well, the free kick, my guess is it's going to go short to Kennedy again. Got a substitution here. I don't know if there was an injury. Number 27, Dylan Hashbarger, leaving the field in the game, number 47. I missed the first name. He's an add-on. He's not on the program, but last name of Wright. Prouty. Sondag wins it despite yielding about a foot of height.
Evan Ofdahl might be one of the tallest players we've had here at Wildcat Stadium this season on the boys' side. He's Sequoia-esque, no question.
Katora over to defend. Tesdall through ball, but Newton's all over that one. Escorts it to Woodley. In the 13th minute here, still tied 0-0. Hackenmuller over his head, but Prouty's there. Settles it. Double teamed. Taken away. It's Moscolo, but should have played it in play as it was off of a Skipper teammate. Tapa will throw this one in. He's looking deep for Sondag. Plays with his chest. Oh, nice job keeping that in. Hackenmuller getting harassed and can't quite control, but it is knocked out by the Skippers. Let's see if he does a quick restart. Decides to go back to Tapa. Tough play there. Tapa was harassed from behind. Unfortunately, kicked it into touch, and we'll have a stoppage here, a substitution. So right back in the game, number 27, Hashbarger out right. So I don't know if that was a quick little injury timeout or if it was a
Minnetonka
issue with maybe his equipment.
Hashbarger, number 27.
Back in.
Going off Wiley Wright, 47.
Kennedy has it, no pressure.
So far, the changes that Coach Boutuli has made seem to be creating some potential offense here, as Sondag has been very active at the top of that attacking pyramid. I like the Prouty-Johnson combination in the midfield. As long as the defense can stay stout, the Wildcats might have an opportunity here.
I'm very curious to see when it's time to give Sondag a break. Who do they move into that spot? Do they slide Hackenmuller over? Do they bring in somebody like, Eric Knoll, or do they slide over Axelrod? I mean, there's some options for sure. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Johnson, long ball for Hackenmuller, off the head of Hashbarger. Davis looking to restart quickly, but didn't see anything he liked, so he's going to let Tapa take this one.
See Tapa just not do anything cute here. Just go for Katora or for over the top. Just go over the top. Just airmail this one and see if you can get a head or a flick.
Skippers clear that one. Tesdall battling for it. He goes back to Newton's off his foot, able to get it back to Tesdall. Trying to get it to Katora. Slide tackle from behind. He's successful in getting the ball and not the guy. Tapa, nice control with his chest. Oh, he's got Johnson in the middle. Nice turn. Far side, he's got Axelrod. Oh, he mishit that one. It's a good run on the far side by Axelrod. Just couldn't quite connect. Missed opportunity for the Wildcats. Sondag applying pressure. Keekley.
That Katora tackle from behind Skip Newton was a thing of absolute beauty. It's how many times do you see an opportunity where a player makes a tackle from behind, takes the ball, doesn't draw a foul? I mean, it just doesn't happen very often in football.
I would honestly say 100 times you see that, less than a handful you see that successfully pulled off. I mean, that was just a brilliant play to not only win possession but not commit the foul. Johnson's going to get an early break here. 16th minute of the contest.
Miklo Jones checking in. Miklo last time against White Bear Lake was unavailable. Good to have him back in the lineup for the Wildcats.
Yeah, other than Peyton Jensing, the Wildcats starting to get healthier. Always important. Jones was out for a while, although they're still missing Asher Brunette. I believe he will be out another week or so.
This play by Jones there. He goes down, he gets up, he loses possession ultimately, but losing possession 65 yards away from your goal is a lot different than losing possession 40 yards away from your goal.
Sondag's going to get a lot of running, being the guy pressuring up front. Might need that substitution. One thing to note, if you've probably noticed while viewing, that the Eagan players are wearing pink bands as part of their uniform today. Eagan is wearing pink tape today in honor of former Wildcat goalkeeper Jordan Clark. Clark played for the girls varsity program for 4 years and graduated in 2016. Today was the 3rd annual walk/run to raise awareness for suicide and mental health. Newton goes for that and can't win it, but Tesdall's there to back him up. Tesdall again using that height. Newton getting back into his position. This one's going to go over the goal line for a goal kick.
Now, Tapa and Tesdall have got to get their, I think it was Tapa and Tesdall have got to get their lines straightened out there a little bit. Both of them going for it, and if they had fallen a different way, they might have set up a Tonka player. Looks like Kringle is number 9, is taking that center forward spot. Might have set up Kringle or one of his teammates for an opportunity. So they've got to make sure that they knock that down. Now, that being said, I think we can diagnose the Minnetonka attack formation here, and that is hammer it forward with three forwards and see what they can do with it.
Katora well offside. The flag was going up, brought down because he didn't play it. So it's just going to be a goal kick. But that was an easy call for even the most novice of soccer fan.
The Skippers seem to here. Let's see if they might try to switch the field and get it up. But really, this is kick. I mean, and I don't mean this derisively. I don't mean this as a criticism, but it's kick and chase here for the Skippers. That's where they seem to be doing most of their damage. That's what they're trying to do with their forwards.
And to be honest, you see a lot of that in high school soccer. You know, these teams have so little opportunity to play together and train together before the season starts. You have to rely on your athleticism, and kicking the ball deep and making runs like that is a fairly easy strategy to implement, quickly. And into the game now for the Wildcats, Eric Knoll, sophomore midfielder, coming in for Katora. Knoll has played really good soccer for Eagan coming off the bench. Like to see him get some more time. Nifty with his foot skills, ball control, able to find teammates.
Sondag's going to have his, as you said, Skip, he's going to have his step count into the 30,000s or 40,000s here today, because he's going to be running all over that field, pressuring those center backs.
Well, and if he's the only one doing it, he's going to need a break. I mean, he's just going to get too tired. They're going to have to sub for him so that he has the speed when he absolutely needs it.
There's an opportunity. As I said, Tonka sets it up, and what they do is they hold the ball until they feel like they can put one over the top. Nice tackle there by Newton.
Of course, Newton needs to be careful on that physical contact, having already received a yellow very early in the match. Salim goes deep. Kennedy. Hashbarger. He's got space. Plays that up to Tesdall. Doesn't quite put that where he wants. Oh, here's a cutback by Hennon. Well defended there. Nice team defense by Eagan. Jones. Knoll. Going to go through, and Sondag was just a step offside. The play was there. Oh, they're not going to call it. I guess we're just going to play on.
Well, the assistant referee is giving an indication of that there's an offsides, but he really needs to wait. I mean, that ball was well past Sondag. I mean, it was 30 yards past him, 25, 30 yards past him, and it was very clear that Kuechly was going to get that ball first. And so at that point, you keep the flag down. And you just You know, it's interesting. I understand that the tendency in the old way of doing it, you would raise the flag immediately, but he's supposed to keep that flag down until it's clear that there's danger to the keeper or that the offensive player is going to get the ball. So assistant center referee Kyle Broad saying, hey, let's just keep playing here.
Tyler Walcott's back in the game, replacing John Tesdahl, so into the middle of that back four. Seeing some shadows here on the field. The sun has found its way through the clouds. It's been a cloudy day, some rain earlier, and lightning. Here's a cross, but that's going to go all the way through to Hackenmuller. He's got an aggressive defender, Hashbarger, who actually wins that. Nice step up by Tapa. Hashbarger's going to cross this one. Jones is right there. Tries to get it to Prouty, but that one's intercepted. Here's a left-footed shot. That one's blocked by Walcotts. Hackenmuller defending. Prouty. Hackenmuller. Hackenmuller. Shoe temporarily comes off. Tapa will throw it in, finds Knoll. Miscommunication there with Hackenmuller. Now goes around Davis. Davis hustling back. Tapa backing him up. Hannon again. Back line. Kennedy shown patience so far. Now he's going to make a little bit of a run. Sondag chasing. Tyler Walcotts punches that one through. Of course, Sondag gets stepped all the way back to play some defense, so there's nobody there. Keekly's going to give this one a boot. Walcotts gets underneath it, pops it up. Tapa's there to help. Claimed by the Skippers. Good pressure there by Prouty, forcing Minnetonka to go back and regroup. Some good ball control here for Minnetonka. Very patient so far, especially out of their back line. Nice step up there by Tapa. Hackenmuller has it. He's got Knoll in the middle, uses him. Pass just a little too far. Albright, number 13, plays that one into touch. Hackenmuller.
I think Albright saw the pass before Hackenmuller did, and as a result was able to get in front of it.
Good team defense there. Tapa stepping up. Prouty, slide tackle from behind. Got the ball, so no call. Here comes Knoll. We've got a break. We had a possible 2-on-1 with Sondag, but that ball is intercepted. Unfortunately, the pass was right in the middle to the defender. Now we got an injured player back as a result of that previously mentioned slide tackle, and another slide tackle forces the stoppage. So we'll see what happens here. We're definitely going to get...
They're going to get Tapa with a foul.
Yes, they are lining up for that. It'll look like it'll be Kennedy.
And, of course, he's not going to call a foul. I thought for sure he'd called a foul there. But a restart with a dropped ball means there was no foul. Go figure.
One thing to note here with Jensen out due to the injury, Asher Burnett out due to the injury, and Tesdahl on the bench, it's a short back line for the Wildcats right now. You could make an argument that Alex Newton is maybe the tallest player on that back line, and let me tell you, he is not usually given that designation. Here's a through ball. This is trouble. Tapa gets there nicely, is able to get enough contact to get it back to Woodley, who clears it up to midfield.
Yeah, Kringle was all over that. And another foul here at midfield.
He was jumping way up in the air and knocked underneath. I believe that was number 17. Gonzalez was up in the air, and Knoll just got underneath him, much like a wide receiver going up high, and just the defensive back getting underneath and taking his lower half out from under him. Midfield free kick here for the Skippers. We're in the 26th minute.
Yeah, it's a foul, nothing in that. I mean, it's not going to be a yellow card or anything like that. It's just, it's a foul and opportunity for the Skippers at the midline to send this forward and see what they can make out of it.
Big one goes into the box. Woodley's going to come out. He punches that one. Nice job by Knoll to come back, and Hackemuller says we're not going to take any chances here. I want to get rid of this thing. Now he's down on a knee and getting up a little gingerly. A substitution for the Skippers. We'll see if Coach Butuli notices that Hackemuller might need a substitution. Prouty steps over, but that body touch betrays him. Be another throw in here. This is Hennon. Hashbarger. Kennedy. All the way across. Afdahl. Newton's going to let this one go over the goal line for a goal kick.
Well, needs must. Skip Newton, sometimes when you're Coach Butuli and you've got injuries and you've got to make some changes, you have to find some creative uses for things. And, of course, that's in the context of trying to score more goals. And so, you know, obviously the personnel pairings are a little bit different, sometimes in different positions. But so far there have not been, that I've noticed anyway, I will say this, that I've noticed, there have not been a lot of situations where the players look like they're not on the same page, where a player passes it and the other player stands still, or the other player makes a run and the other player holds on to it. It seems like they're communicating pretty well.
I would agree. I think the players not only are feeling comfortable with the new formation, but where he has specific players playing, that doesn't seem to be a problem so far, which is a good sign. The negative, or what I'll say the glass is half empty side, is it still hasn't produced more shots. Here's Knoll. Axelrod, far side. He's got a few bodies in the middle. He's going to cross. Sondag trying to get a foot on it, but he can't. Well defended by that big defender back there, and I just can't quite read that jersey number from this distance, but he is definitely a tall back, making up for the lack of height on the Eagan side. Is the exact opposite for the Skippers.
Yeah, you would imagine that's Afdahl, and I would imagine, Skip, that the Wildcats would not necessarily fancy their chances with a lot of set-piece plays, only because they're, in terms of height, just because there's so much height there in white.
Yeah, unless it's a corner kick where they can, oh, here's an opportunity. Knoll. Hackemuller. He's got a good right foot, but he can't get on it. Tapa's going to try to win this one. He gets pushed from behind and into touch. There was a wasted opportunity. I think I would have liked to have seen Hackemuller take a touch there and see if he couldn't have gotten a shot off, or even take a touch back, setting up the left foot. Instead, he let that go, kind of lost his angle a little bit. Oh, nice step up by Tapa on a flick opportunity there by Nathan, number 12. Another tall player for the Skippers.
And shots in this game are, oh, that's a great touch.
Here's Hennon Newton hustling over. Will he get there in time? The answer is yes. Plays it back. It'll result in a corner kick, but prevents the breakaway.
Well, Hennon had visions of goals dancing in his head that time, and Newton decided to put some coal in his stocking. Great effort by Hennon, but it only results in the corner. Now, still, a corner's still a nice result, no question. Don't get me wrong, especially with those two big center backs trotting forward for the Skippers.
Now, let's see if that height comes into play. It does. They do win the ball in the air. Fortunately for the Wildcats, it goes high and wide over the back net as well. So
number 31 is out of bounds. Goal kick, Wildcats.
No danger there. Another goal kick for Eagan as we finish up the first 30 minutes of play here in half number 1, still scoreless.
Not very many shots on goal, shots period, never mind on goal for either team. In contrast, stark contrast to the girls' game where seemed like we had many, many shots as Axelrod gets this one up the field.
Crosses that one, of course, headed by the height of the player number 25, Afdahl. Axelrod trying to make something happen. He does. He doesn't know where the ball is. Finds it. Left foot cross. Unfortunately, again, finding Minnetonka. Here's Hackenmuller just trying to get it over to Jones. Too far. Now another over-the-top ball. Newton on his horse. He's there. Plays it back to Jones. Nice play. Oh, nice spin there. He's grabbed. No call. I don't know how you don't see that. We're literally the farthest people away, and we saw that. It was obvious. Here's Hennon. Out to Nathan. Defended by Tapa. Hashbarger. Prouty defending. Hennon again. Here's Hackenmuller. Now they're going to call a trip.
That's a good call. I'm a bit, I have to say, though, I'm a bit surprised. Why would you call that? It's a foul. It's no question it's a foul. I'm surprised, though, because Minnetonka was still in possession of the ball, attacking the edge of the 18. I'm just surprised. I would have thought they would have let that go and said, all right, boys, see what you can make of it. But in any event, maybe this is what Minnetonka would prefer.
Yeah, it's tough to say, but they were definitely on the move, and they had possession in the box. Just a two-man wall for Eagan. Ball's played in the middle. Prouty gets on that. Out of the middle, but not out of danger. All the way back by the Skippers. Hashbarger pops that one in the air. Prouty. Knoll has it. Finds Salim on the far side. Control here for the Wildcats and space, but he loses it quickly. Jones trying to get it up to Axelrod. It's a foot race. Afdal was there first. He had the angle and was closer, so an easy win for him. Now we're going to get some substitutions. And some much-needed breaks for some players. Looks like number 9, Jace Willie into the game, in for Prouty, and number 4, Evan Galechin in for Miklo Jones. Still no break up front for Hackenmuller, nothing for Jake Sondag. Knoll trying to do something with that. Earns another throw-in. Knoll, again, in among the trees there. See if he can do something with it. Oh, he tried to kick it off him for a corner. Results in a deep throw-in. Missing a Peyton Jensen here, as he has a big throw and he would normally go take this. Glenchen, Willie. Tapa gets rid of that one quickly. Here's Knoll. It's headed away. Willie can't make that play, but Newton steps up with a big head, almost too far. Salim up in the air. Willie loses that jump ball. Wildcats was in there with the body. Here's Salim. Good left foot. Sondag in a race, but can't get around the defense.
You know, Sondag would have needed GPS to get around that mountain. So in any event, I mean, that was crafty, though, because it had come off a Skipper player. So, you know, Sondag had an opportunity there to make a run, and had he not slowed him up, he would have created a challenge for Keekly.
Oh, Nathan somehow got through on that one. Here's Newton playing defense, knowing Woodley's coming out to play it. A nice combo play there by Woodley and Newton. I think Newton had every expectation that all he needed to do was shield the attacker off that play, and he knew Woodley would be there. Woodley was probably calling for it as well. A big punt here by Woodley. Knoll can't get to that one. Glenchen defending. Back on the far touch. They're going to play it all the way back and probably switch it over to the near side.
That's what I would do.
Kennedy looking for something. He's got time. I think Sondag's going to give it to him. Oh, may have been a step away from intercepting that pass. It was a little bit lazy across. Afdal going deep. Wildcats there to defend. That pass is intercepted by Willie, but he gives it right back. Here's Glenchen trying to get it over to Hackenmuller, pops it up in the air. Willie with a nice defense. Tapa as well, nice step up. Don't think he wanted to put that one into touch, but hit just a little too hard here. Final 5 minutes of the half. More substitutions for the Skippers. Hennon's gonna get a breather here.
And I don't think, you know, from my perspective, Skip, I think this inures to the benefit of the Wildcats, right? Being a 0-0 game this late in the first half. I think it's better for them because because they've struggled scoring goals, I think it's better. But at the same time, they also had a penalty saved. So I say to myself, maybe that's not the case. But it feels like the Wildcats have to be pleased with the result here at halftime, assuming we head into the halftime interval at 0-0.
Boy, unfortunately for the Wildcats,
back in Eddie Couture,
they had
number
indicated
16,
they wanted a substitution.
going off.
I
Jake
don't think that
Sondag,
was
number
ideal
8.
there, as they were looking for a quick restart. Couture is going to come into the game. Jake Sondag finally getting a breather.
I think Sondag's done a good job in his first stint there to center forward position. He's been dangerous a couple of times, and he certainly has been active.
Here's Couture. He's got nobody in the middle. Unfortunately, the touch betrays him, and unable to do anything with it.
Eddie Couture, he's got to be a little bit better there. It's got to be a little more
Goal kick
quality for
Skippers.
Couture, because he did this brilliant thing to create a potential opportunity, and then it just went away from him.
Far side controlled by the Skippers. Back to Keekly. He's going to go over to Kennedy. Play it deep. It's over the head of everybody, and offside is the call.
Mascolo was I would say clearly offside. It's easier for us to see it up here in the booth because it's of the football field, but yeah, he was offside, and Alex Newton raised his hand saying, he might be in the offside position. Assistant referee agreed with him. It's a risky thing to play an offside, bit of an offside trap, a high line, but it works, or at least it worked in that situation.
Wildcats with the restart. Difficult play on the far side by Axelrod. He's able to keep it in. Knoll can't win that one. Couture was pressuring, and it is again, but hard to defend two people when you are the only defender.
Well, I think in that situation, Skip, I think Couture's job is to pressure the defenders, but once they start playing catch between the two of them, it's to stop them from playing catch between the two of them and keep the ball pinned in on one side, which will allow your defense then to shift over to one side or the other. At least that's certainly would seem to be a reasonable explanation of what Eddie Couture is being asked to do.
There's a slide tackle that's going to get called. That I'll call a unnecessary slide tackle there. You don't have a really good opportunity to win that ball. You're in a position where I think if you make contact, it's just going to end up probably going right back to a Skipper player, because he was the only one there, he being Couture, so it'll be a free kick.
It's the yin and yang of Eddie Couture. I mean, it's the brilliant slide tackle from behind that takes the ball earlier, and it's the unnecessary slide tackle now as Keekly comes forward, and he'll put this into play, and Wildcats are going to be careful in the back line.
Newton wins that one amongst the trees. Knoll had it temporarily and now has it again, but it gets taken away. Galunchin was trying to get it back to him, can't. Ball's played through. Salim's the only one there. He's going to turn it. Got a great left foot on that left side. It went into touch, but he definitely gained some field position back. There's Newton again with an aggressive header.
Haven't seen much from Salim. Salim really hasn't had an opportunity to make any real runs on that side. He hasn't had an opportunity to cross in or do very much with that, as we've got another foul here against the Wildcats.
There's Knoll from behind. Well, our Skippers were looking to restart quickly. Now we're going to have a timeout so they can measure off the appropriate distance here. So much for that quick restart.
Well, the referee signaled to stop the clock, and the clock has not been stopped.
There was more time than is indicated, so it's 9 seconds right now. Let's see if they put some time back on. Of course, any shot at the end here, it has to cross the goal line before the halftime buzzer. So they add on quite a bit, 20 seconds.
That was a bit generous.
Total. So they added on 11. So 20 seconds left in the half. This kick goes into the 18. Willie clears that one out nicely. Here's Couture. Oh, if he had an opportunity to get that one for a long shot, would have been fun.
10 seconds.
Get a blasted 160 yards. This is an offside call, and that's going to end the half. As tricks down from 5 seconds, and we are done. The unfortunate thing for the Wildcats, of course, is not only do they not score a goal, yet again, they had a penalty shot and couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, those on a team that scores 3 goals in 5 games, that missed penalty, I shouldn't say missed penalty, but the saved penalty, it really looms large. And the Skippers are saying to themselves, we dodged a bullet there. They no doubt dodged a bullet and are lucky to be fortunate, I think, to be 0-0. That being said, I thought the entire rest of the half, for the most part, was really back and forth, very even between the teams. Both teams with a few opportunities, nothing very scary for either goalie necessarily. A few good runs by both teams, but I imagine this halftime talk will be intense on both sides because both teams feel like it's right there for them.
Yep. Both teams are playing very well in their defensive third, and so they'll be looking to, maybe stretch the field and get some offense going. So once again, we are ready for halftime. It's 0-0, Eagan Wildcats and Minnetonka Skippers. For Nathan Cron, I'm Skip Newton. We'll be back for the second half shortly. This is Wildcat Soccer on Eagan TV.
Wow. I just finished previewing some of the films in this year's Eagan Art Block Short Film Festival. And let me tell you this might be our best year yet. I'm out of popcorn, so come with me. Tickets are on sale now on eagan-tv.com for the 2023 Eagan Art Block Short Film Festival, which takes place on Saturday, September 23rd, right here at the Imagine Theater in Eagan. With the popcorn, snacks, drinks, not to mention a Q&A with filmmakers, and a great selection of films, this festival is going to sell out fast. So get your tickets now on eagan-tv.com for the 2023 Eagan Art Block Short Film Festival, and be a part of one of Minnesota's fastest growing film festivals. And we'll see you at the movies.
Today we're doing the annual Cats vs. Cops, where we play a 7-on-7 game against the cops here in Eagan.
This was actually an idea a couple years ago of our police chief, Roger New. He said we should play a touch football game, and him and our former president, Jack Esser, made this happen.
Myself and another community member, Jack Esser, were thinking of ways to try to bring the community together, and he said, would you be interested in playing flag football against a high school team before the season kicked off? And I said, yeah, why not? And 3 years later, here we are.
Just an opportunity for us to get back to the community, get a chance to connect with our local police officers and the way they've been able to do stuff for the community for us. It's a chance for us to have some fun out there and play what we do on Friday nights with them.
One of the most important parts about this event is just trying to bring the community together. We never knew that it was going to grow to this extent, but we're glad that we could just be part of this event, and we just appreciate the community support.
Our police force is awesome, and for us to be able to do this with them, I think is just, it shows that they're looking for ways to be out in the community. So we come together and we play 7-on-7, and we have a blast out there. I love anything we can do to build that relationship.
They do so much for us, so it's a great way to give back to them, and it's a night for them to take off doing their duties as police officers and enjoy being a high schooler like we are and having some fun playing some football.
We're the Eagan Wildcats, but we're all Eagan. We're all one team. It's a great event and it's a lot of fun.
Do you know about Positively Eagan? It's a video series by ETV that highlights the good happening in our Eagan community. Stories of people reaching out, giving back, or shining a light on the people who make Eagan great. If you or someone you know has a story to share, we want to hear about it and feature it in Positively Eagan. Visit cityofeagan.com/positively-eagan to submit your story and watch previous episodes.
A small area plan offers us a formal method to look at a particular area in detail. We're looking at not just the here and now, but we're looking at the past and the future, 20 or 40 years into the future. In this case, it's the area around Eagan Central Park. So the Unisys building, the former Delta building, and the former Argosy University building. Together, that comprises about 79 acres and over 731,000 square feet of office space. Because of the current state of the office market, we have high office vacancies in the Twin Cities and really across the nation. So likely what will happen here is that the sites will be redeveloped for different uses. The goals in creating the plan are to collect data, public input, and City Council direction, and use those to communicate the city's vision to potential site purchasers and developers. We've completed the first phase of public engagement. It included print and social media outreach, a digital survey, and 2 events at the Eagan Community Center. It even included an event with 132 4th and 5th graders at Pilot Knob STEM Elementary School. This was such a fun event, and the first time we've done outreach at an elementary school for a planning project. We are beginning our second phase of community engagement. It will include an interactive survey that summarizes everything the planning team has learned, shares the concepts presented to the City Council, and collects community feedback. The planning team will be at Market Fest on July 19th and August 16th to answer questions and collect input. Over 500 people responded to the first digital survey. Feedback from in-person events seemed that people were excited to see the concepts and looking forward to participating in the second phase of public engagement. The concept plans are a visual representation of what we've learned about the site, the market, and community needs. The concept plans are not intended to be a choice between 3 distinct options, but an a la carte menu of possibilities. The concept plans are a visual tool to help us communicate site opportunities to the community. The final plan will most likely have elements of 2 or more concepts. Join us in shaping the future of the area around Eagan Central Park. Visit the city's website for more information.
This is Wildcat Stadium in Eagan, Minnesota. It's Skip Newton and Nathan Cron here on Eagan TV. We are back for the second half of the soccer doubleheader between the Minnetonka Skippers and your Eagan Wildcats. 0-0 in the first half. It's been a common thread throughout the season thus far. Eagan defense playing very well. Goalkeeper, of course, Evan Woodley playing excellent back there as always, but unable to put the ball in the net. Nathan, do you think we'll see any adjustments here by Eagan other than the fact that they've come out with a new formation?
Well, you know, the sample size is small for the first half, right? I mean, I think that, and if I were the Wildcats, I'd stick with what got me, what so far has delivered a good defensive performance and some offensive pressure, although obviously not the quality scoring chances that they would prefer. Of course, these Skippers really haven't had any quality scoring chances either. The one thing that, of course, the asterisk to that statement is the missed or failed penalty from Johnson in the 5th minute of the match, and that's just, it kind of looms large over the entire match. The longer we go scoreless, the more that miss seems to it seems to stick. You know, it seems to become even more raw, if you want to call it that. Even more sand in the gears, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah, it would be awesome if he could get an opportunity from, let's say, 25 yards out and just pop one in from distance, make himself feel a lot better about that. I'm sure he's probably forgotten it by now, but yeah, it definitely looms large. It was early in the first half, and here we go with half number 2. Minnetonka wearing white going left to right. Eagan wearing their usual home blue uniforms going right to left. Johnson with the early foul. I don't think he necessarily agreed with that call.
And I think both players were coming into it. It's not an outrageous call, no question about that. I mean, there's contact between the two players, and the Skipper player goes down, and unfortunately for the Wildcats, it does set up an opportunity here for the Skippers that puts them under immediate pressure here in the second half.
With the kick for Minnetonka.
So he alluded to the new formation for the Wildcats. They're playing a 4-2-3-1, so 4 on the back line, then 2 controlling midfielders. Oh, here, punch out by Woodley, nicely done. 3 attacking midfielders, and then 1 forward. That forward has been, for the most part, Jake Sondag, playing all but about the last 6 minutes of the first half.
Like a keeper, 25 yards, almost 30 yards off his line.
Offside here. That long ball was played and picked up by Woodley. So Sondag up front, midfielders. Axelrod here on the near side. You've got Katora in the middle, and on the far side, Davis Hackenmuller. The 2 holding midfielders, Blake Prouty and Mike Johnson, and then the back line, Tarek Salim, Alex Newton, John Tesdall, and then on the far side, Sion Tapa, who came in at defense. First time thus far this season, has played admirably.
Well, relatively new players to the varsity level they've got to have a little bit of flexibility, I'll say, Skip. I mean, they've got to be able to do different things depending on what the team needs, and if the team needs an outside back and they can play that position, play that role for their team, they need to do that. And I'm reminded of several players here for the Wildcats over the last handful of years that have started, club soccer, they'll play wing or forward or striker, and then when the varsity team needs them to play center back, they play center back, and that's just the way it works. Nice
little flick there by the Skippers, but Tapa was on it, and a quick pass forward by Prouty. We're going to have a call here. I did not. Oh, it looked like an offside call. Okay, that's unfortunate. It looked like the Wildcats had an opportunity, but a good call. So the play there is that when the ball was first kicked, the players in an offside position came back into onside to field that, thus the over and back call indication by the center ref.
John Albright had a brilliant little one-touch there. Almost set his teammate off.
Big kick by Tesdall. Katora can't win that ball in the air, but coming back is Axelrod to win it. Oh, a nice little spin pass there by Salim. Axelrod puts that one into the box. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, Keekley off his line to make a nice play. Johnson's trying to step in there. He's shielded off by Castillan. Offdahl has it. Near side to Gonzalez. Katora defending. Now Axelrod steps in to help. Katora's going to extend the defense a little bit. They're going to keep him pinned against the touchline. Over the top, back to Newton. Looking at options, he's going to spin around to his right. Plays that one off the defense. Not sure I would have played it that way. Oh no, Tesdell gets beat. Woodley off his line, plays it, but can't control. Here's the Skippers with a long left-footed shot. That one's blocked by Newton. Nice job getting his hands out of the way. Prouty defending on the far touch. Top comes over to help, so that got a little bit nervous there for the Wildcat defense, but thanks to the help of Woodley, they were able to keep that one out of the net. Another deep throw on the far corner here. Starting to get a little dark here as the clouds have taken over in Eagan. We've had an odd weather day, some rain, a little bit of lightning, not a whole lot of wind, but not a whole lot of sun either. Long throw played out by the Wildcats, headed back in. Here's a left foot volley, but not anything on that.
Save made at Evan Woodley.
Skolo did a good job of getting to it, but as you say, Skip, just not much spin on it, not much speed on it, not much pace on it. And Woodley was able to corral that very quickly. Woodley showing a propensity to want to punch at that ball, Skip, and it's while it's certainly the right call in some situations, it does create the potential that that punch may end up in a place where the offense can take advantage.
But usually he likes to just hold on to those. I don't know if he's worrying that because of the rain earlier, the ball might be a little wet still, rolling around on the turf. I don't know how quickly that dries, so maybe that's playing a factor as well. Hackenmuller couldn't quite get there. Newton stepping up from defense. Sandwich with, I believe, Prouty. No call. This one goes through everybody.
The reason it was a no call is because who you're going to call it on? I mean, Hennon hit a player. Hennon got hit. It was everybody's falling down. I mean, you could blow a whistle either way, which means you should blow a whistle neither way.
That punt is fielded by the Skippers. Salim trying to control it here on the near side. Big pressure quickly off of Moscolo. We'll have a restart via throw-in on the near touch by Salim. We're in the 47th minute, excuse me. Salim again. Goes down the line. This one's played up in the air. Johnson can't get there. Salim tries to climb the back unsuccessfully. Here come the Skippers. It's Castillan. Gonna play it up and over. Newton's there to stop that one. Gets rid of it quickly up to Prouty. Prouty finds Katora. Made a quick pass, but no teammate was there. I think he needed to control that one instead of getting rid of it quickly, trying to make a big play. Now here's Sondag with an opportunity. He's past the first defender, but he's getting chased down. There's a slide tackle. Taken out, and that is a easy call. He did not get the ball, just got the player. This is going to result in a yellow card, the second of the game. First for the Skippers. That's number 6, Eli Ryan. He will be dismissed via yellow.
Yellow card caution against Minnetonka, number 6, Eli Ryan.
Yellow card given to the Wildcats defenseman senior Alex Newton early in the game, so he's playing on a yellow card.
That's a very understandable yellow card. I mean, center referee really doesn't have a whole lot of choice there. It was a foul, and it clearly broke up a promising attack as Sondag was knifing into the penalty area. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a bad foul. I mean, if it's not a bad yellow card to take if you deny the Wildcats the scoring opportunity, the opportunity to score off that particular play, and Ryan did that. So, yeah, it's a yellow card, but maybe not a bad one to take.
See the decision here by Hackenmuller. Does he play it onto goal, or does he try to play it to a teammate knowing how tall that back line is? He's going to goal, and he's going through the football
The free
uprights.
kick to shot by Davis Hackenmuller.
Saw several of
Out of
these
bounds.
actually
Goal
in
kick,
pregame
Minnetonka.
warm-ups, having difficulty staying on top of the ball today.
Hackenmuller, when he stays on top of the ball and gets it on frame, has probably as good a shot as there is on this Wildcat team. But if it goes up and over, you can see how effective that can be, and the answer clearly is that it's not effective.
Salim plays that one. Nice control. Axelrod, he's got double teamed quickly. Pass to the middle goes to Benitez.
Man, it was 1v4 there for Hannon Axelrod. It makes you wonder, first of all, credit to the Skippers for great team defense, but also what the Wildcats should have been giving Hannon Axelrod some sort of outlet. And if it's 4v1 in one part of the pitch, that you've got to have some open players somewhere else.
Nice job of running that trap. Oh, they peppered that one through well. Nice accurate pass. Wildcats trying to get the ball back here. So far, unsuccessful, but Prouty finally gets it. Now we're going to have a foul called. That might have been a delayed call due to playing advantage.
Well, it might have been, Skip, but you look at the referee's arms and you looked at, he could be saying advantage or play on, but from our perspective, from our position, it would really be nice if he'd raise his arm.
This one's played in. There's a header by the Skippers, number
Goal kick
7.
for the
That's
Wildcats.
Detchen. Eric Detchen unable to put that
Header
one on
for the
frame.
Skippers. Eric Detchen, number 7,
Woodley
is
was
out of
out to
bounds.
cut down the angle. The only success there would have been if he'd have somehow headed that one strongly up and over the head of Woodley. As it is, it's a goal kick. Finishing up, getting in a minute 50, still scoreless. Prouty can't win that one, Tapa back. He's just going to play this one safely over the everything. Quick restart here for Minnetonka. Johnson defending, Katora coming back to help. Johnson still harassing. Somehow Hennon lost his footing but maintained the ball. Katora slides that one away, and here comes Johnson. Oh, he had numbers, but then he lost his touch. Now he kicks it off the goal, the center ref. That'll be a drop ball situation for the Wildcats. But a missed opportunity there. Johnson turns with that. He had numbers in his favor as a potential attack. Newton. Left foot can't find anybody. Eagan struggling here in the second half to connect some passes. That one somehow gets through, but Newton gives it a ride up in the air. Johnson heads that one forward. Again, Eagan can't possess the ball. Pass goes too far back, but Skippers still maintain possession. Now this long ball be fielded cleanly by Woodley.
Nice job by Albright. Again, that's the second time in this half that he's given a kind of a one-touch play or flick to his teammate, and it didn't come off that time either. The first time was taken away from offside, but this time it didn't come off. But I like the creativity, and frankly, that's the kind of creativity that the Wildcats need to have. The Wildcats need to have some sort of one-touch flick or some sort of movement.
Here's a race. Tesdal, good defense, preventing Mascolo from doing anything with that one. Skippers throw this one in. Prouty can't stop that. Katora's there to help. Gonzalez puts this one over the head of everyone. Woodley off the hop. Let's see if Eagan can win this punt and get possession down in the Skippers' half of the field. It's been down there very little this half. Here comes Minnetonka down the far side. Tapa is going to slide that one up. Oh, he's got Davis Hackenmuller. Nice job winning the ball. He's got Axelrod on the far side. Goes to the corner. Sondag's offside. Unfortunately, that opportunity does not yield a shot.
Whistle on the play, Wildcats offside. The direct free kick
Wildcats
for the
can't be,
Skippers.
they've got to be stingy when it comes to what they're going to do with these offensive opportunities, because right now the scoreboard has them at 3 shots, not necessarily in goal, but 3 shots. It has the Skippers with 6, but Wildcats, if you're only going to have 3 shots in 53 minutes of soccer, you better make sure that you take advantage of them, and right now the Wildcats haven't.
Well, it's to the point where, you know, a run like that by Hackenmuller or really anybody else on the team, if they have an opportunity to put that one to goal, I want to see it happen. Here's Tesdahl trying to slow down a great attack by the Skippers. That one's played off and somehow over the net, but we believe we have either offside or a goal kick. The important thing is that it's no goal, nothing went in the net.
One for
and
each team. For the
it's
Wildcats,
Wildcat
Eric
ball.
Knoll, number 3, back in the game.
The Wildcat Soccer Program would like to thank ARC Training Facility,
for the Skippers.
Eagan Football Boosters,
Pickup
Eagan
Nathan,
Hockey
number 12
Association, I
back
Got
in,
Skills
going off
Soccer
as
Training,
number
Jordan
4, Colin
Drilling, State
Mescalo.
Farm and Nick DeFries, Triple Diamond, the Urgency Rim Wave Soccer Club, and the Willie team from Edina Realty are platinum sponsors. Thank you for making Wildcat Soccer possible and for all you do for Wildcat Soccer and our community.
Tapa gets that one up to Hackenmuller. He's trying to control that one. Stolen by the Skippers in a double team. They do that a lot when the ball is on the touchline. They are not only not afraid to do a quick double or triple team, but
Goal kick,
they will
Wildcats.
do it aggressively and quickly. They get there. It's something that the Wildcats need to adjust to when they're on the touchline, is get rid of that ball quickly. Perhaps they can catch the Skippers a little bit out of position. If they've got 2-3 bodies moving over quickly, can they get it up over the top and make something happen?
Well, the strategy you've just described, Skip, it's brilliant because the Skippers are using the sideline effectively as another defender, right? And so what they're doing is they're saying, okay, fine, if you can try to beat the press, if you will, that's fine, but you're not, could have called a handball on either player there. That gets sent forward, but, I mean, the Skippers doing a great job of that, of pinning in the outside players for the Wildcats, not letting them necessarily turn or cut to the middle.
Minnetonka controlling it in their defensive third. Now the long ball. Newton will go up high for that one. Prouty heads that one. Wildcats looking to take this one away. It's Sondag and Knoll. They win. This is Knoll. He's going to try a through ball to Hackenmuller. He's got on his horse, but he can't get through that last defender. Not the pass I think Eagan wanted there. It was a little too centered towards the goalkeeper, Keekley. An opportunity gone amiss for the Wildcats.
I like Knoll taking advantage of it quickly. He was decisive and quick with it. Just didn't come off for him that time.
Nice play by Prouty defensively to knock that one away. Hackenmuller's going to go long. Sondag 1-on-2. Very little chance. It was well over his head. Now he's going to apply pressure. Kennedy probably going to play this one back. Nice pressure by Sondag all by himself.
Now, Skip, what would you say? I mean, we've watched Blake Prouty playing a holding midfielder along with Michael Johnson, and I have to say, Prouty hasn't touched the ball as much as I would have liked, and he certainly hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities to create for his teammates. I mean, what's your thought on that?
I am more of a fan of having Prouty closer to the net. I don't mind that he's not playing forward because I think he's a good midfielder who is creative with the ball on his foot. He controls it well. He sees his teammates well. So I would prefer that he play that center attacking midder instead of one of the two holders back with Johnson. That would be my preference. I don't know if that's changing because they feel like they need someone like him back there. They're missing Asher Burnett. He might be ideal for that other second controlling midfielder position next to Johnson. So maybe it's a personnel thing. It's tough to say. I think when you switch formations like the Wildcats have today, it opens up a lot of discussions about, okay, where do we put our players so that they're in the best position to be successful.
Bit of a delay there. I think what happened is I think Prouty was unlucky. Prouty a bit
Whistle
unlucky.
foul call on the
There
Wildcats. Free kick.
I think
for
the
Minnetonka
player just
coming.
he got hit. And forgive me, I couldn't see the number, but Tonka player got hit. Maybe probably fouled, but kept going, and
31
then
Miles
the
Kennedy
next step
with the
fell
kick
down,
for
and then
the
Prouty gets
Skippers.
called for it. It's like, if you can take a couple more steps, then is that a foul? Yeah, it's still a foul.
Well, jockeying on that back line here for that deep ball that never came, at least not off the free kick. Now it comes. Prouty, nice job getting back and helping. It was a left foot shot from distance. That one never gets to Woodley. Speaking of left feet, there's Salim, and for the first time today it fails him. Johnson heads that one up in the direction of Knoll and Sondag. Sondag wins it with body position. He's got Knoll. He's got to give it to him quickly. He's going to get double teamed. Here it comes. We've seen it all day, folks. Salim. Double team. Johnson. Is the reason the Wildcats can't score is because Minnetonka is playing with 15 people?
Well, that would be one way of doing it. I don't think the referees would necessarily allow that to happen, but it certainly seems like the
Substitution for the
Minnetonka
Wildcats.
Skippers are doing an expert
Back
job
in, number
of
10,
closing
Nico
down
Jones.
quickly with multiple defenders,
Going up,
and that
Blake
really is
Prouty,
creating
number
some challenges
21.
for the Wildcats.
I believe Miklo Jones has entered the game for Blake Prouty. Newton can't completely dispossess, but now he's in a foot race on the far side. Tapa over there as well. Nice job. Good team defense there, helping each other out. Cross, another punch out by Woodley. Axelrod was hoping to get past that one defender and start a counterattack. He can't win the ball, so Skippers still looking to do something here in the attacking third. Ball's played on the ground. Defense keeps that one out of danger. Goes down and somehow maintains possession. No Eagan Wildcats stepped up. Now we're going to get a clear. Taba makes short, easy work of that, but Eagan needs to do a better job here. Newton battling, holding strong against a bigger player. Nicely done. Hackenmuller. Oh, Tapa had it off the races, just couldn't quite win possession, was knocked away at the last moment.
Wildcats should go quick. Well, now there's a missed opportunity.
Stopped by their own substitution.
Stopped by their own substitution. And with that substitution, the Wildcat soccer program would like to say thank you to their gold sponsors, Ansari's Mediterranean, Birchwood Dental, Canes, Coldwell Banker, Rami, Cormont, Devani's Divine Salon, Dunn Brothers, Eagan Arms Public House, love that, Ruben, Eagan Family Dental, Escape With Us Vacations, Homestead Auto, Mark's Towing, Teresa's, Wildcats, Zerbel Orthodontics, and ZZQ Barbecue. Thank you to our gold sponsors for everything you do for Wildcat soccer and our community.
We are in the final 20 minutes here of this match. Still tied 0-0 into the game. Eddie Katora leaving the game, Hannon Axelrod. Here's a right foot blast and off the pipe. Just out of the reach of Woodley. The goalkeeper's best friend helps him out.
Did Woodley get a hand to that?
He might have. It really tough to tell from our angle. But
Assistant referee has signaled a throw for the Wildcats, but I want to give Woodley credit. I thought for sure he got at least a finger or a part of a hand to that. Turn it onto the net, onto the post, but if not, either A, it was a brilliant save, or B, Woodley's living right.
Any goalkeeper expert would just tell you that he had the angle perfectly cut off. It was going to be outside his diving hand. That meant it was not going to go in the net. Here comes Minnetonka on the far touch, but that one goes into touch. Into the game defensively, Tyler Walcott's replaces John Tesdall.
And I'll be very interested to see what Coach Butuli does for his reserves and for his subs here. You know, when you've got a game that's, you know, the more goals have been scored, or you've got a lead, or you're behind by a couple of goals or whatever, you might have one substitution pattern. But in a 0-0 game, with now into the 63rd minute of the game, you know, your substitution patterns might change a little bit depending on what personnel you want out on the pitch.
Well, one thing I'd like to see is to make sure that he doesn't have any players out there that are just over fatigued because they've been playing too much and they can't handle staying in the game. You know, some players, they, based on just their stamina, based on the position they play, they get opportunities to rest on the field. They can handle that, but some players, you know, when you're doing a lot of sprinting, you know, typically midfield and forward, they need to get breaks, and I want to make sure we have as fresh of a team out there as possible.
Knoll with a nice job winning the throw on the far side. We'll have some additional substitutions coming in. That's
definitely getting tougher to see here in the dark. Blake Prouty entering the game again. I believe Mike Johnson has stepped off. Axelrod back in on the outside left mid. Here's Knoll. Unfortunately loses that one into touch, so it'll be a throw-in for Minnetonka. They're going to give it the big boot. We don't see that often from their defense, but they didn't want to take any sort of risk so deep down into their corner, and Eagan was in a possession to try to pin them down there. Now they're going to play it back, and this is Keekley. Afdahl back to Keekley.
Wildcats communicating well on the back line with the holding midfielders of who they're picking up and who they're covering. You can see them pointing and chirping at each other.
Skippers move it up past midfield on the far touch. Now they bring it into the middle. Ball on the ground. It's complete. Oh, there's a nice drop pass and a shot. Woodley is there to make a great save, and it's offside. He still made a great save.
It was a great save, and that was a very clear offside call, no question about it. That time, the Skippers, they were too clever by half. Skip Newton, they were just too clever by half. If he goes to goal there, there's a good chance he has a scoring opportunity. Instead, he tries to feather it to his teammate who's in an offside position, and well, the result was as you saw.
But otherwise, a brilliant pass. I mean, he dropped that and laid it perfectly for the teammate there, just inside the 18, right at the football 5-yard line. Woodley gives it a ride. I believe that's Jones that misplayed that one back. Now it's a foot race. Tapa can't get there, but does get position nicely done, ensuring that he didn't get beat. Unfortunately, played that one over the goal line. Now we're going to have a corner kick for the Skippers as we get into the 65th minute.
That was desperation by Tapa. I mean, absolute desperation. He had broken his neck to get there. He had absolutely run his lungs out, and he just had to get rid of that ball.
Played on the ground outside. Eagan will now push up, get people off the line. Header off the ground, bounced into Woodley. He's going to throw that out there quick. Unfortunately, not far enough to Axelrod.
Wildcats could go quick here. They've got Axelrod.
That was a good throw.
Katora's got room in front of him. He's got a Knoll on the far side. Check it, that's Tapa on the far side. Give it right back to Katora, but Tapa's pass just not enough pace.
Oh, brilliantly kept in there by the Skippers. Nice fancy footwork. Now they have an opportunity here as a 3-on-2. Newton defending. Ball played too far. Woodley's going to come out, unfortunately, on the ground to the Skippers, but nice play by Woodley. Here's that slide tackle again, tripped from behind. Would like to see Katora stay on his feet there.
Yeah, Katora doesn't have to go to ground there. I know he's trying to. I'm surprised he didn't draw a yellow card there.
Free kick upcoming, Skippers.
Surprised he didn't draw a caution because he's done that several times, at least 3 times in the game that we can think of.
Eric Detchen on the kick.
Not sure why the referee signaled. Was the referee just signaling to stop the clock?
I don't know. The clock didn't stop.
I know, that's now he wants the clock to stop. Why are we stopping the clock?
Center referee stops the clock.
Well, that's a bookable offense to take the kick without the whistle being blown. I mean, it's just.
I think because we're not the only ones confused by what's going on. Clearly, the players are confused as well.
The players are as well. I mean, if he had issued a caution to Couture, then it would make complete sense.
This one's chipped in. Woodley comes out again and punches it out. Nice job by Woodley. We'll have to ask one of the Woodleys after the game if they know what's going on with all these punches. Maybe he wants to be a boxer. That could be. Dual sport athlete.
Well, it's look, and don't, it's certainly a completely legitimate way of doing it, especially if you're a keeper. You've got to find the way that does it the best for you, as Newton puts that into touch. But it's just the challenge with it is that it does create the potential of the other team getting possession of the ball.
Oh, here's a move outside of the long shot. It goes off the crossbar and off Woodley. Fortunately, did not bounce back into the goal. Woodley scrambles after it. He had Newton there to help. Or Salim, excuse me, or one of the two, or both.
I think that was Hennon with the shot, and that was an absolute rocket off the crossbar, off of Woodley, and it didn't go in.
Eagan dodging a bullet there. Now they have possession near touch. This is Axelrod. It gets away from it. He wins it right back. Got two Wildcats right next to each other. They feather it nicely. Here's Axelrod again. Gets pushed from behind, shoulder to shoulder. That's going to be a foul.
Whistle, foul call on the Skippers.
Well, it's shoulder to shoulder until it's shoulder to back, and I think that's what's going to be called there. And there are some substitutions waiting to come in here for both teams, I think.
We'll have to wait because no substitutions on a free kick, barring injury or yellow card.
Yeah, I was going to say, Miklo Jones standing over that ball. I would be surprised if he would be the one to take that ball.
Number 21, Blake Prouty.
The only problem with Prouty taking this is where I would love to have Prouty in front of the box, in front of the net. But a beautiful ball by Prouty, punched out by Keekley, cleared out by the Skippers into touch. Coach Bland stopping that one. Hackenmuller back in the game
and Mike Johnson, number 13.
For the final 11 minutes and change.
Going off, Eddie Coutura, number 16.
Mike Johnson, co-captain senior
Jones,
as well.
number 10.
I believe Miklo Jones has stepped off.
It has been an interesting and an entertaining contest between these two sides. Remains to be seen if the story will include a goal.
That throw-in went over everyone. Newton does a nice job of heading that one away and stopping the attack. Quick restart for Minnetonka. Oh, it goes right by an Eagan defender. Feathers it back for no one except Axelrod. He can't quite get that where he needed it to go, and he's going to play this one in a touch. A good 10 yards taken by Minnetonka. Easily 10 yards.
Yeah, it was crafty. No question about that. It's very crafty, but the referee says, I saw what you did there, young man. I'm going to ask you to take that throw again.
He bypassed the first ball boy to go to the second one that was further downfield. Brilliant move, actually.
Absolutely. It's right up. It's even more brilliant than goalkeepers taking drinks of water when they're wasting time.
Played over the Wildcat bench. This will be a throw in here. We're down to the final 10 minutes. Flick attempt unsuccessful there by Sondag, although there was nobody closer to goal that he would have flicked that to. So just as well. And as we've seen, I believe that's Kennedy slowing things down defensively. Afdal, nice pass up. Played back. Nice controlled slide there by Johnson. Unfortunately, doesn't win the possession. Castillan still has it. Now he gets taken down. That's an easy call.
And no question there that Johnson.
Foul on the Wildcats.
Johnson committed the foul. It creates a situation where the Wildcats are able to reset. I just say the Skippers Wildcats have had a few good opportunities here, but the Skippers have really had the lion's share of opportunities here in the second half. It's just more of the same from them.
See how they choose to play this one. They do go deep. It's a good ball, but Woodley's there. Punching again, not catching. Oh, nice play out to Axelrod. He's going to try to go by player to himself. He's successful. He's got it. Now he's going to play it ahead, knowing that the pressure's coming. It was intercepted, but Knoll Does a nice feint to win it into midfield. He's got Prouty. Hackenmuller. He's got speed. Let's see if he can make something happen there. Kicks it off. A Skipper defender.
Well, he had 3 teammates, maybe even 4, crashing through the 18, and smart for Hackenmuller to do that. It just didn't come off for him.
Well defended by Minnetonka, not allowing that cross. Gonzalez and Ofdahl, Kennedy playing with it on the back line.
Tonka, in 5 games, has conceded 3 goals. The Wildcats have the same defensive record.
Top of defending on the far side. Prouty comes back to help. Johnson in the middle. Goes between them. Newton steps up, makes the play. Johnson to Prouty. This is Knoll. Hackenmuller. Now he plays it deep. It's offside. Unfortunately, Sondag again offside.
Whistle, Wildcats offside.
Easy call.
And poor Jake Sondag, he's been working hard, running hard, and just unfortunate for him that time that it didn't come off for him.
Newton in a foot race. Got a guy on his back. Doesn't know where he is, but plays the ball well. Oh, nice controlled header there to Johnson by Knoll. 3-man game. Knoll has it. Takedown from behind, no call. Will play on.
I think they're going to play advantage here.
Axelrod was trying to play that to himself. I would have liked to have seen a ball to the corner there. Sondag was making a diagonal run.
Wildcats here with just over 6.5 minutes to go. Can they find some magic? Can they find some creativity to unlock this stout Tonka defense? Same question for the Tonka Skippers. Can Minnetonka find some creativity, get a little puck luck or ball luck, and beat Woodley in the defense on the other end of the pitch?
Hackenmuller able to win that one. See if he can get that cross off. He's quickly double teamed. We've seen he gets it on the ground. Knocked away by the Skippers. Nice defensive play. That was Ofdahl. Good no call. Throw in, taking more yardage, and once again the center ref says no, sir.
And both Ofdahl, and now Ofdahl's down on his knees. And the referee is going to stop the clock and stop the game as Ofdahl and Johnson in that last collision, both of them ended up worse for wear. So Ofdahl, late in this game, who he and Kennedy have been very stout for the Minnetonka Skippers, their center back pairing, and it's not common that you would remove center backs in this situation, but due to injury, he's going to have to come off and talk to the training staff, and we'll see if that makes a difference here for these for the Skippers.
Minnetonka has it.
Game for Minnetonka, Mateo Redmond, number
Redmond, the
16.
replacement, now takes the ball.
Oh, that one's misplayed. Salim Knoll up to Sondag, plays it forward. Can he get there first? Hackenmuller was in. He's down hurt. Knoll has it.
And we'll have to look at the replay, but I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't think Keekley got any of that ball, and I think he cleaned out Hackenmuller. I think Hackenmuller is going to be rightfully upset that there's no penalty call here. I know there's less, 5 minutes and change to go in the game, but from my perspective, from where I was sitting, I think Keekley he didn't take any of the ball, and Hackenmuller got cleaned out.
That's a call, right?
That I think so, and the center referee is going to talk to the assistant referee to make sure that he didn't miss something. At least I suspect that'll be the case, but in any event, Hackenmuller will have to be withdrawn, and it's the worst time possible for him to be withdrawn, as I think he's going to go right back to the scorer's table.
He's trying to.
Yeah, Couture is going to come on for him, and I think he's going to go, it looks like he's going to get a drink of water and then go right back to the scorer's table, which is not a bad idea. Wildcats were in possession, so they'll get the drop ball. They need to understand that this ball is live right away, and Knoll has it.
Oh, nice. Oh, what a great play! Holy cow! Knoll with his first varsity goal, an absolute brilliant play. Controls it with one touch and buries it into the near upper corner.
Well, I could not get out of the way fast enough for you on Skip Newton. I'm so sorry about that, but Knoll out of nowhere, but quickly taking the drop ball and playing it quickly. Not, it's not a drop ball that we're all going to stand here and watch it hit the ground and we're all going to kick at it or anything. He played it like it was a free kick, and he cashes in.
It was just a brilliant piece of ball control and finish there. We talked earlier wanting to see more Knoll on the pitch. He's creative with his feet. He knows how to get into open space when he's in trouble. He's just a fun soccer player to watch, and nothing was more fun than that. A huge goal for the Wildcats. They take a 1-0 lead here as we enter the final 5 minutes.
The Wildcats have got to be extremely careful now. They've got to be smart and careful. They can't commit stupid fouls. They need to make sure they control this ball. They need to make sure that when they play the ball off, they're being smart with it. They need to, great job, good step there by Prouty. So just be smart. It's a 1-0 lead. You've got to be smart in how you do this.
For the Wildcats, number 3, Eric Knoll.
Once again, sophomore Eric Knoll, his first goal as part of Wildcats varsity soccer. His first goal, obviously, of the season, just the 4th goal of the season for the Wildcats. A huge goal here in the final 5 minutes. A beautiful play, by the way, on the restart. I missed who actually took that restart. But like you said, as soon as that ball's dropped, it is live, and we wasted no time. We immediately crossed that in for Knoll.
Well, so many times the Wildcats in the last couple of seasons, ever since that drop ball rule was changed regarding a restart, so many times they've not played it well. They've either dithered with it, or they've given the other team 10 or 15 yards as if it were a foul and a free kick. And it's just brilliant that time to see as Harshberger heads to the sideline for treatment. It's just good to see the Wildcats take advantage. Now, big test for the Skippers. They have just under 5 minutes to go, 4.5 minutes to go. How do they answer? And they're not to say their season's on the line or any of that silliness, but the reality of it is they're an undefeated program, and this could be their first loss of the season. And how do they respond?
On the flip side, this would be a huge win for the Wildcats, just from a confidence-building standpoint, to pull out a victory against a very good, talented Minnetonka team. Oh, a nice ball by Prouty. Feeds that up. I believe that's Hackenmuller. He's going to dribble it down, keeping it into touch. He gets pushed from behind, earns the throw. Hackenmuller, I believe, is doing a little bit of a delay tactic there. There's still 4 minutes to play. That's plenty of time. But any precious seconds that Eagan can get, and that is not a throw. That was a foul. So this is an opportunity for the Wildcats. If they can somehow get this one in the net, that would make things a lot more comfortable.
Free kick, Wildcats.
Ball's played in. Johnson there, header. Oh, just wide. Johnson has a great header, and that was saved. That might have been on net, heading for the near lower corner.
Yeah, I think that was a brilliant save by Keekley to keep that out. I mean, that it was a bit of a curveball on him, but Keekley clearly got hands to it. The referee, no question, signaled corner. I think that was going to be on frame, Skip Newton.
Yeah, sometime this season, I'm telling you, Mike Johnson will score a goal with his head. He is so good playing the ball with his head. Not only just winning it, but putting it where he wants it. Here's another corner. This one's played long. We saw that earlier. Nobody there. That's not a bad kick if somebody's there. Somebody needs to be there. If someone's standing on the back post like that's almost a tap-in header because there's no one defending. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, it just results in a turnover and a goal kick. 2:42 to go here in this match between the Minnetonka Skippers and the Eagan Wildcats.
Wildcats really should not be playing deep, trying to play defense on a back line.
I believe that was kept in by somebody. I'm not sure what's going on. No one's making a call. It's a corner kick, unfortunately, for the Wildcats. It looked like it may have gotten over for a goal kick, but I don't know if anyone was in the position to make that call. Regardless, corner final 2 minutes here. Of course, all 11 Wildcats are back. There's only one not in the box, and that's Hackenmuller defending one of the guys standing at the outer corner. This one's played in the box. Punched out, I believe, by Woodley. Nicely done. He's been doing it all game, and he does it brilliantly there. And I'm not sure what exactly the Skippers were doing on that play, but giving the Wildcats possession. Woodley, you don't need to jog over to pick up that ball.
Yeah, I don't think he's still jogging. What I don't know what. Okay, well, Coach Butuli is going to have a conversation with him. When we're ahead by a goal in less than 90 seconds to go, you've got to slow the game down. You can walk. You don't have to run. But that wasn't just a punch from Woodley. I think that was a swat.
Yeah, and he did brilliantly take it to the other side of the box.
Yes.
So we'll give him that.
Yeah, and the clock has been stopped for some reason.
Referee stops the clock.
I mean, he didn't go to drink water.
Yeah, I don't. So the referee, I think, has given Woodley a warning now regarding.
A little too.
Regarding.
I'm not sure what.
I'm
He was
not sure
jogging
what,
and he
yeah,
went to the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's going to jog to the other side to get the ball, he can go to the other side of the 6-yard box to take the penalty. Excuse me, the goal kick.
A little gamesmanship here by Prouty as he was completely jumped over the top of, went down, and then he got up just as when the player was standing over the top of him, kind of to prove his point, like, hey, that was not appreciated. Here's a throw-in for Skippers. We're in the final minute. Wildcats just have to get the ball deep with possession. Good choice here by Hackenmuller. Look at him. He's going to go right for the corner. Again, trying to kill as much time as possible.
I think Hackenmuller going to the corner is in a situation. It's an example of him being a good footballer. It's good football knowledge.
Newton steps up. Oh, a nice touch. Just a little too much, but preventing that from going to Keekly, the goalkeeper, was Sondag. A beautiful touch out there. We've got 20 seconds left. Axelrod goes up high. Any touch here by the Wildcats is good. Sondag could have just possessed that, but playing it deeper.
10 seconds remaining.
Final 10 seconds. Skippers are desperate. They'll take 5 yards on the throw. Salim, nicely done. Axelrod, brilliant. Good choice. And that is it, folks. The Eagan Wildcats maintain their 5-game unbeaten streak, but this time they notch the victory, a 1-0 win over the Minnetonka Skippers.
Well, there are unbeaten streaks, and there are unbeaten streaks, and right now the Wildcats, this is easily the biggest part of that unbeaten streak that they've had all season. Skippers despondent, certainly feeling like they had some excellent chances, especially in the second half. Skipper coaching staff talking to the referees, doing some pointing. I'm sure what that's all about. But in any event, the Wildcats have to feel extremely good about taking on a tough Skipper squad and ending up with a 1-0 victory.
Yep, that 1-0 victory as a result of a brilliant goal on a restart. Eric Knoll, the sophomore, his first goal of the season, fields that and puts it into the upper 90 and the near side for him, the far corner for us. Just a fantastic goal by Eric Knoll and a huge win for the Eagan Wildcats. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching today's contest between the Minnetonka Skippers and the Eagan Wildcats. The Wildcats are victorious 1-0. We will be back this week for more games, so stay tuned to Eagan TV. For Nathan Cron, my name is Skip Newton. This is Wildcat Soccer on Eagan TV.
Home game, Wildcats hosting the Eastview Lightning with the boys at 5 o'clock and the girls at 7. We hope to see you then. Later next week on Thursday, the Wildcats will host the Rosemount Irish.